It looks like a smiley face this morning. Just turning the radio down. You know, I have to pull the radio all the way out and extend the aerial to the highest point just to get signal. But that's just countryside life for you. It is absolutely pouring this morning. I actually woke up this morning to the sound of the rain on the windows, because you know when the wind blows the rain directly at your window, it was so noisy. And I've actually got a couple of skylights on the top floor too, so it was very rainy, very atmospheric, very cozy this morning. You know what? That suits me just fine today. I actually don't feel 100% this morning. I think it's nothing more than just being a little bit run down. I haven't been sleeping the best, which a lot of us are probably in a very similar position because it's been so warm. I just haven't been getting good nights of sleep. See, just haven't been getting a good, we know what I'm trying to say. I've just been craving like a really cozy, chilled, chatty kind of catch-up day with you at home, which I think is what we're going to do today. I don't know if you can hear the rain, by the way, because you're on the window as always, and I'm in my usual slightly crouching. Honestly, I think I'm going to have some kind of like back and knee issues going on if I keep putting you there, but it's just so easy. Anyway, so the plan today is sort of to have no plan, which sounds like the dream to me. The postman has actually already been this morning and he has bought something that I've been waiting for all week, a couple of bits for the living room. The living room I haven't shown you because there's not really that many updates. I don't know if any of you have bought furniture recently, but the wait times, like you're waiting months and months and months. So I'm kind of hoping that the big changes in the living room, fingers crossed, will be kind of autumn time. There's a couple of bits that have arrived this morning that I can show you. I've got a few parcels actually. And then we do need to head out. And I actually thought today, I just want to get a few bits because the recipe I'm making for dinner, it's inspired by a dinner that I had in Italy, in Sardinia actually. I think it's like a Sardinian traditional dish, but it's so good. It's like really nourishing, cozy, comforting, but also super healthy while also being like ultimate kind of comfort food. So anyway, I need to get a few veg and just bits and pieces to make that later. So I thought I might actually go to M&S this morning, which, if I'm being completely honest, I know that this is a very unpopular opinion, but I'm not the biggest M&S fan. It just doesn't usually have the bits that I like to get or like to cook with, or I don't know really, maybe I just haven't been to a good M&S. But all I know is that I constantly see online people going to M&S and finding really yummy bits. I can't wait any longer to open these parcels. I'm going to drag them all upstairs and then let's unbox them together. But I feel like we need to start with this one because I'm pretty sure that this is exactly what I've been waiting for. So this is the result of a trip to Neptune with my mum. We actually went in to look at sofas, surprise, because I'm getting my sofa from Neptune. But when I was in there, I saw this and I just fell in love with it. It's the most gorgeous lamp, and the way that they had it displayed, I need to get the lampshade out. I'm just checking what boxes. What? And this should be the lampshade, but also I ordered another small thing from Neptune, which should be in here. Lampshade. I mean, and then this is the other bit from Neptune. So this is only small, and these were in the sale, but I just thought they were so nice. They are coasters, which doesn't sound very exciting, and maybe isn't very exciting to most people, but I just thought these were so nice. Isn't that gorgeous? There's 4 of them, and they're just a really lovely quality, and I thought they were really nice. I don't actually have much silver in my house, but I loved them, so I got them. I don't actually know where I'm going to put this in the short term, because it's pretty big, and also my side tables also haven't arrived. Like, nothing has really changed in here, because I'm waiting for all of it to arrive basically. But yeah, I love this. Later on we'll pop a light bulb in and try and set it up, but I just had to see it. If you've been here for a while, you will know that I have been talking about taking and working with AG1 for years. But this week is actually a little bit different. After 15 years of research and just millions in innovation, AG1 have just done their most significant upgrade to date, along with what I think is probably the best offer I've ever seen from them. So let me just start by saying what's new with AG1. So the formula itself has been upgraded by their ongoing research and development team, and it now contains more magnesium, which is so good at supporting our nervous system. And it also now has 5 strains of good gut bacteria instead of 2, which is in line with sort of the advances in microbiome research. The new formula is shown to increase good gut bacteria by 10 times and improves key nutrient levels in the body within 3 months on things like vitamin C and B vitamins. AG1 have also clinically tested and proved the bioavailability of these nutrients, which is something that often supplement companies will claim, but they very rarely actually test, which I thought was interesting. Plus, as always, every single batch of AG1 goes through really rigorous third-party testing, so you could be really sure that you're getting a really, really high quality product, which again is a level of sort of transparency that's not that common in the supplement industry. And what's also surprisingly rare in the supplement industry is to conduct clinical trials, because they're expensive and they're time consuming and they're not actually required by law. So some companies, arguably most, will actually do at best 1 clinical trial, if not none, whereas AG1 has done 4. But of course, AG1 is still your trusted daily nutrient boost with over 70 high quality ingredients. It has your vitamins, your minerals, your gut friendly bacteria, and even antioxidants to support your physical and mental health, your energy levels, digestion, your immunity, and even your mood. So as I was saying, the new upgrade also comes with the best offer I have personally ever seen from AG1. So if you go to drinkag1.com/Hannah Adkins, you will now, with your first month subscription, get the welcome kit, which is what I use every morning. It has your bottle in and also this little container and the scoop, so you know how much to pop into your drink every single morning. Also, you will now get 10 of the travel packs instead of just 5. And there is also a 30-day money back guarantee. So if it's something that you're at all sort of curious about trying and seeing if it works for you, then that's a really lovely sort of no risk option as well, which I think is amazing. So I will pop all of the details that you need on screen here and also down in my description box. Okay, it's definitely raincoat weather today. I've not needed this for quite a while, but it's back out. This is my favourite one. But do you know what else is absolutely perfect timing? Is I was just sent, very kindly, some new wellies from a brand called Merry People. These look quite big, but they are, yeah, they're my size. I think they're just so substantial. Like, I can't tell you the sole on this. It feels like, well, you're definitely feeling nothing through it, but it's quite comfy on the inside. And this is like a little neoprene bit. But do you know what? I actually don't own a single pair of short wellies. And today is a prime example of when you need them, because I'm wearing jeans. So, you know, jeans are really tricky because you can't really tuck them into your wellies. It all gets a bit tricky and a bit uncomfortable. This is exactly what I need. So I'm going to give these a trial run, I think. I know that they do them in lots of different colours as well, so I can leave a link to them. But as I said this morning, I'm just going to pop out and do, you know, go to M&S, probably going to call in at Burford Garden Company and just get the bits that we need to make dinner and all of that sort of thing later. And I'm going to go to the bookshop actually at Burford Garden Company because I really like it in there, especially on a rainy day. Like, it's so cozy. So let's go. Sourdough is fermented over 35 hours, so I'm going to grab one of these. I always go for the seeded, but they do also just have plain sourdough. I'm also grabbing some crisps for the weekend, and these are all made with only extra virgin olive oil, so there are no other oils in there. So they have black truffle, plain, and then also one with ham, which obviously I won't be getting. I'm going to do plain. They don't have my absolute favourite pasta sauce today, which is usually, it's in this range from M&S, and It's like a really gorgeous tomato ragu. It's delicious. So if you ever see it, I think it's fennel, tomato and fennel. It's so good, and it's this range, but they don't have it today. This is my favourite kimchi. Also going to try the tomato gazpacho because I've actually heard really good things about this. Love these chocolate almonds, but I'm almost thinking today they do mango, almonds, cherries, pistachios and pecans. I bet these are absolutely delicious. I'm trying to decide between these two, or do we just get both? I'm definitely going to get these. I think the cover of this book is so good. This also just sounds so inviting. I don't know if any of you follow Julius on Instagram, but his recipes always look so good. And he makes a lot of it in his greenhouse. It's so cozy in here today because the rain is so loud on the roof. I know you've heard me say this before, but this is the best pesto. It's honestly delicious, but also it's made with 100% olive oil. There's no other oils in it, which I think is amazing. And they sell it in these huge, I think this is a kilogram, yeah, jars at Burford. These are another absolute favourite of mine. They're organic, well, it says all the things, vegan, organic, gluten-free and no refined sugar. They're so good, and they're also mini, which I love for when you're just sort of like, you know, when you're watching a film or something and you just want to snack on them. They're so good. Okay, we're home. I went to M&S as promised. It wasn't quite as successful as I'd hoped, but I kind of think maybe the M&S that I went to is just a little bit of a rubbish M&S. So it could be that, but I did get a few bits that I want to show you. And then I went to Burford Garden Centre, got a couple of other bits, and then I just went to this little sort of random, kind of like a farm stand near me just to get a few bits. I just got carrots, peppers and courgettes to make dinner with later. But I thought, let's get into the bits that I got from M&S. Okay, so first and foremost, this was so stupid of me. I got to the till and realised that the chocolate coated pistachios they're milk chocolate, so they have dairy in, so I put them back. The almonds are definitely dark chocolate, no dairy, and I think the pecans, but don't quote me on that. So next time I will go back and I'll try the pecans instead. Now this, I did just open. I really like this. I think it'd be fairly easy to make. Ingredients wise, I remember thinking in the supermarket they were pretty good. Tomatoes, red peppers, cucumber, water, onion, which I think will be raw onion based on the taste of it, olive oil and sherry vinegar. But it's very rich, it's very fresh, it's quite vinegary, and I actually really like it. And I'm not normally the biggest gazpacho fan, so would actually really recommend. And I just got the crisps that I showed you, which are made with only extra virgin olive oil. Do you know what? I can't open them. Come on. No, can't do it. Okay, we're in, albeit I did have to cut this with scissors. So, 100% extra virgin olive oil crisps with Mediterranean sea salt, fried in small batches, made with thinly cut potatoes and exceptional ingredients to create delicate golden crisps with a rich flavour. That's very M&S, isn't it? But they're really good. And then I got the sourdough, which I'm going to have with lunch actually, so I'll be able to tell you if it's good. It says, crafted sourdough made over 35 hours with heritage British wheat and German rye using a unique sourdough starter. But it looks pretty good, so I'll let you know. Just wanted to show you this. I actually just got this out of my fridge. This is so good. It is the Equinox Organic Sicilian Lemon Kombucha. I get this from Waitrose, but this is honestly delicious. You know when you're just craving like a cold, fresh, thirst quenching kind of fizzy drink? This is so good. So just wanted to show you that in case you want to try. Going in for another crisp. This is the problem with crisps, isn't it? Once you've started, it's too hard to stop. And now I've got them in my teeth. But Bedford Garden Centre, I couldn't resist calling in, and I did pick up a couple of bits. I'll start with the food bits. I got this basically because I'm already really hungry, hence the crisps. And I just want a really quick lunch. So this is definitely something, I do actually make this at home. It's like a tomato, well, it's called bean and quinoa organic soup, but I think it's like a tomatoey quinoa soup, which I always make. But I really like this brand. I got some extra virgin olive oil, mostly because I really like the packaging, and I also do need oil. But I just thought that was really nice, and I'm gonna put it on the hob. I got some of this organic liquid ginger because this really intrigued me. And do you know what I thought this would be so good for? Is, you know when you've got like a bit of a scratchy throat, or you're a little bit under the weather, or you just feel like you need a boost, and you make like a honey lemon and ginger tea. This is so perfect for that. I don't know if it has a brand anywhere. There's a label over the brand, but I think it's Northern Greens or something with the word Northern and Greens in. I got some Malden sea salt flakes, not very exciting. And then I got, of course, I'm sure the minute that you saw this, you knew that I would be buying it. Just could not resist this little mug with fish on. Just thought that was so cute and so me. And we know that I love a mug. I will always buy a mug. So I'm just gonna put all of this away, and then like I said, we're gonna make that soup, or not really make that soup, we're gonna warm up that soup. I'll let you know if it's good though, and then we're also gonna try the sourdough. So let's do it. Soup's good, a little bit salty, but I feel like store-bought soups are always a little bit salty or a little bit too sweet, always one or the other. But I would buy it again, and obviously it's super healthy. It's got loads of really, it's a really, really chunky soup actually. There's loads in here, loads of beans, loads of veg, loads of quinoa. Bread's good, quite heavy because of the rye mix, but I would buy that again, that's really good. And then crisps, honestly, just 10 out of 10. Okay, I've come to sit down and read my book for a bit. I am still going on Wild, so there's no book update on that front, but there's a couple of things I did want to talk to you about. Firstly, actually, you know when everybody was reading, I don't even know what you call it, the ACOTAR series, I read the first 2 books, and I'm not in any way, shape or form like a fantasy kind of book, or just, you know what I mean? I was never a Twilight girl, I was never a Hunger Games girl, that's not my, I mean, I love Harry Potter, is that the same thing? But that's not really my genre anyway, so I kind of didn't expect to like it, but the first book really took me by surprise, and I actually just raced through that book, and I genuinely did really enjoy it. So went on to the second book, and that's where I don't know whether it was because it was a bit more political, or whether it was all based around the, you know, like the trials and the, I don't know if they're called trials, you know, the like fights and things like that. I don't know whether it was all of that. That's kind of my vague recollection. But I ended up just really trying to get to the end of that book. And so I thought, I'm not going to read another one. But recently, or not even recently, ever since, even though I decided that I wasn't going to read anymore and I thought it's not really for me, the worlds that they obviously describe and take you into in those books have stayed so vivid in my mind, and sometimes I get this weird, like, not nostalgia, but some weird feeling of like, oh, maybe I do want to read the rest of that series. I think it's just purely because I really like really vivid descriptions of, like, you know, sort of setting the scene. I like to be able to have really vivid images, and I feel like the author does that quite well. You know, when you watch Harry Potter, if you're a Harry Potter person, and you just can't quite come to terms with the fact that it's not real. It's the first Harry Potter for me, when they first go to like Diagon Alley, that whole world, I'm like, oh, it's the same as when you're a child. Do you know what book I was speaking to my mum about the other day? I'm really going on a tangent now. But do you know the Min Pins by Roald Dahl? That has stayed in my mind since childhood. Like the fact that everyone's mini and they live in the trees, it's so vivid to me. Yeah, I don't know whether I ever actually will read the third book, and maybe you can let me know what you think. But anyway, that was just a random side story. So one book I did recently buy, however, I do have mixed reviews on, is the Pamela Anderson cookbook. I think it's literally just called I Love You. So the downside to this, and I've really judged a book quite literally by its cover, it's such a shame. The photography in this book is so beautiful. It's such a shame that the cover's not like a proper cover. It just gets damaged so easily. It actually arrived already a bit damaged. And I just feel like that was a detail that they could have just done differently, which is a real shame. But I've only had this for a day or so, so I've not really given it a fair chance. I mean, it is a beautiful book. The photography is so, even the back of the book. This is what I mean. Why would they not make that into a proper cover that can't get damaged? It's such a shame. I have to say she was in part responsible for my dungarees, although my mum's always worn dungarees too. What I thought we could talk about, and what I would really love your opinions on, is my want to read list on Goodreads, because there's a few on here that I've been thinking about for a while, and I just want your opinions on them. So first on the list is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry, which is just such a highly rated book. It's like one that loads of people say is their favourite book they've ever read, but it's a pretty sizable novel. It's like a really big book, and it's set in Texas, and what it says here is it's an unforgettable assortment of heroes and outlaws, ladies, Indians and settlers, richly authentic, beautifully written, always dramatic. It's a book that will make us laugh, weep, dream and remember. And Lonesome Dove is a town. It's the name of the town in Texas. And the reviews of this are just so good. I'm definitely going to read this. I'm just reading someone's like review that has no spoilers in, and it says the characters in this story are more real than in any other book I've read. This particular person who's given it this unbelievable review has basically said that his friend forced him into reading it and now it's his favourite book. So long story short, if you've read that, convince me to read it. I think I'm going to read it no matter what, but you know when books are almost just intimidatingly long, that it feels, I don't know, it feels like such a commitment to start them, but I'm going to do it because I really want to read that one. Another one on my list is The Sweetness of Water by Nathan Harris. I think this is one that my mum told me to read. I think it's one that she really liked. A profound debut about the unlikely bond, but in the days of the Civil War, these two brothers seek refuge on the homestead of George Walker and his wife Isabel, who have lost their son in the war, and they hire the brothers to work on the farm, hoping through an unexpected friendship to help with their grief. Pretty sure my mum recommended this one and said it was one that really stayed with her, and mum is very rarely wrong. Just one more, which is Shuggie Bain. I mean, my list is very long, but we can't sit here all day, which is Shuggie Bain by Douglas Stewart. Now, this is very different again. So this is a story, well, I'll just read it. It says, Shuggie Bain is an unforgettable story of a sweet and lonely boy who spent his 1980s childhood in rundown public housing in Glasgow in Scotland. Thatcher's policies have put husbands and sons out of work, and the city's notorious drugs epidemic is waiting in the wings. And I think it's basically just about, yeah, his life and what life looked like at that time in Scotland. So let me know, or in Glasgow in Scotland anyway. So let me know if you've read that, because that really intrigues me and is another one that I'd really quite like to read. I just said to mum that it looks like autumn down here, and she said it's because we've had no rain at all, so all of the trees are already dropping all of their leaves. Okay, we are back home and I'm changed into my pyjamas, quite rightly so, on a rainy evening like this. And we're about to make some dinner, so I just thought, I know I mentioned this morning, but I just thought I would talk to you about my inspiration for this dinner. I don't actually have a recipe to follow because I did look them up online and nothing is quite what I had in Italy. It's not quite the same. They're all a little bit of a variation. I will be sort of making it up as I go, but we'll see. It seems simple, or in my mind it seems simple. So it's this really gorgeous dish called, well, when I had it, it was literally just called fragola, which I've come to realise is just the name for the little tiny pasta. I'll show you in a second. Giant couscous is I think what it really is. But basically there was this one evening in Sardinia and we'd been on holiday for a few days, and you know when you sort of have been on the go, oh that's the rain back on. But yeah, this one night in Italy I just basically felt like I really wanted something that just felt really nourishing and comforting, and we went to this really local kind of, it was so good actually, like a local restaurant down this random street, and one of the things on the menu was just called fragola. And essentially when I got it, it was, I should have got a picture for you, I've got one on my phone, maybe I'll find it and show it to you in a second, but basically it was just essentially loads of veg chopped up really small, like little cubed veg, the giant couscous, some kind of stock, but it's not a soup, it's like, I don't know, like a very thin sauce. And that was it really. It was very simple, but it was so good. So I thought I'd try and recreate that tonight. I might add in some tiny cubes of tofu just for some protein. All I can tell you is if it's anywhere close to as good as the one that I had in Italy, then it will be delicious. But if I can come up with any form of recipe, sorry, that rain sounds like it's really loud. If I can come up with any form of recipe, I will do. And I'll share it in the description, but let me show you the ingredients that I'm going to use. This is the current situation outside. Okay, so this is the fragola, the giant couscous. I think this one is whole wheat. And then I've just chopped up really small into like little cubes, carrot, courgette, red pepper, tofu, and some onion. And then I think I just need the stock that I need to get out of my freezer. A little bit of celery salt, mixed herbs, the tofu, carrots, looks good. Let's try some. I have to say that is so good. Exactly what I wanted it to be like. Okay, this is my sweet little treat that I make every evening. It's a hot chocolate, but I make it with this dirty cacao, which has also got all these different mushrooms and is for calm, immunity, beauty. I usually do it with this coconut milk, same as I use in my matcha, but I've got a little bit of the Plenish barista milk to use. So I'm just going to finish that and then top it up with the coconut. This is the only oat milk that I know, or the only barista oat milk that I know, that's organic with no oils. So it's a good one. It doesn't taste quite the same as Oatly, if you're used to Oatly in your coffee, I'll be honest, but it is a very, very good alternative if you are conscious about, you know, things like oils and milks. Just gonna mix the coconut in, and then I do it the same way that I make my matcha, which is also the same brand. And actually I did work with them a while ago, so I don't know if I have a code or anything, but if I do, I can put that. And I just put that straight into there. And then I let my Nespresso machine, which I absolutely love, do all of the hard work. And then every evening I use the same mug. This is such a hot chocolate mug. It just does, I don't know, there's something about it. And that is it done. It's so easy. I absolutely love this machine, I really do. Is that not just hot chocolate perfection? I've made a very makeshift kind of set up for the lamp just because I really wanted to turn it on. It's so nice. I love it. It was worth the wait. I really, really like it. I don't think I said earlier, because someone came to my door when I was just unboxing everything. So I have obviously ordered side tables, but they've not arrived yet. So when the sofas, the side tables, all of that kind of thing come, then yeah. I mean, I'm just hoping that they're all here for autumn, like I said earlier, because that would be so nice to have, like, proper cozy season with a living room that I like, you know. Anyway, I'm about to watch some TV. What have I been watching recently? I watched A Confession on Netflix. It's originally an ITV, like, British drama, you know, like an ITV classic. Loved it, absolutely loved it. Thought it was so gripping, based on a true story. I tell you what will always get me, so let me know if you have recommendations. A British drama based on a true story, love it. And some of it was actually based around the Cotswolds. I mean, you didn't really see much of the Cotswolds, but some of the murders were kind of around the Cotswolds, so definitely watch that. It was a true story about a taxi driver. And then obviously The Summer I Turned Pretty is back. Now, I know I've already said that M&S is not my favourite shop today, so I feel like maybe I'm pushing it with this next controversial opinion. But although I have actually watched all of the episodes, I've not watched the new season yet, but I've watched everything to date. And it's perfectly fine, but I just find it, you know, when they're acting, I become really aware that they're acting. I know that sounds really silly, but you know when you suddenly, I don't know, maybe I don't buy into the story enough or something, but when I'm watching it, all I can see is the actors waiting for their next lines. I don't know if it gives that to anyone else, but it's not my favourite. But anyway, I'm probably actually, having said all of that, going to put it on now because I think it's just an easy watch, isn't it? So I'm probably going to watch that now. But anyway, I'm going to leave this vlog here. Sorry that I'm just lying down. This is literally just where I was and then I turned the camera on. Yeah, I'm going to leave this week's vlog here. It's not been exactly a thrilling day, so I'm sorry if that's not your thing. But sometimes I just think it's nice to just have a very normal day where I don't do too much, and yeah, it's just been a cozy rainy day at home, so I hope you don't mind. But that being said, I will be here same time, same place next week, so I can't wait to catch up with you then. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week. Bye guys.